Things actually got a little bit pumpy late yesterday, and we did in fact see ADA break out of its trend. Great sign. Love to see it. Want to talk about what exactly that was. But I will say right now, at the time of filming this video, ADA is still broken out of its trend. And it's a question of, does this continue? Will we remain broken out as the week progresses? And I'm expecting actually a week of volatility. And I want to talk about just some things going on with you guys so you are aware and prepared for these things. So if you guys are new or haven't already, hit that subscribe button, that bell. They'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So ADA is actually about where it was yesterday morning when we were talking about price. 56.42 at the time of filming this video. It's about 5:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we are currently broken out of this longer term trend, this big bull flag that's been building since the early part of December that we've talked very heavily about. And this was a fun back half of the day. You guys can see that 3.25% hourly candle. Love to see it. Everything across the crypto market went on a nice little pop. We liquidated some shorts. And really what this was surrounding isn't anything crazy. It was just the Senate started having these discussions and debates surrounding the big, beautiful bill. And what we saw then over the course of the night is this kind of bleed out like the nothing burger it was. We saw BTC bleed out. We saw ADA bleed out. We saw everything basically go red here, as you guys can see, except for what is it? World Mobile Token. Yeah. Well, it's pretty much it, guys. It kind of sucks to be back where we were at yesterday, but we are now broken out in terms of ADA. And it's a question of, will this continue? I will say BTC did break out as well, but it is currently broken back in. And it's a question of, now do we get this rejection and drop back down, or do we see BTC try to make just a little bit of a push here? We have seen this before where we've kind of gotten this breakout, this retracement back down, and then kind of just went on our merry way, surging to the upside. Not saying that's going to happen for sure, but I will say there's enough taking place this week that you could see some positive moves. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. I did want to point out that in terms of Bitcoin CME, we do have a little bit of a CME gap to the downside. We did not quite close this here. We got down to 107,925. We closed yesterday, or Fridays, I'm sorry, at 107,485. So maybe we got close enough, maybe we didn't. And if we do see some red this week, some selling, there are gaps down here from Tuesday to Wednesday and one from Monday to Tuesday. So that could possibly take us all the way down into the 103.2 range. Not trying to scare anybody, but if the market gets a little dumpy, that might in fact be our target. Now, that being said, we do actually have a setup for volatility this week. I did show you guys, I think it was yesterday or the day before, this concentration of leverage. In terms of ADA, we do have some long leverage right down below here. Again, if things get dumpy, 52 cents could be where we're headed. Don't want to see it. Really don't want to see lower prices at this point. We still have thick short leverage above here. And maybe they're thinking we're going to have some bad news this week. Maybe they're thinking that the markets are going to drop, and maybe they do. Like I talked about, Michael Saylor is going to be buying some Bitcoin this morning. At least that's what the data is suggesting. He did in fact move around some money from these wallets, which typically precedes these moves. So maybe the market decides to dump on that news to begin the week. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, guys, if we get moving here, you could be talking 65 cents or so, 64 cents, somewhere in there, which that historically has been a spot that ADA likes to be at. You guys can see big consolidation right around here, 63, 64, 65 cents. So maybe we'll get moving there. Maybe we won't. Now, this week has quite a few things going on that you guys need to be aware of. First of all, Tuesday, Jerome Powell is set to speak for a policy panel discussion. So when Jerome Powell speaks, there tends to be some volatility in the market, not as much as there once was, but we always hope that there are some hints about what is going to be coming down the pipeline. Are they, closing in on these interest rate decreases? I talked about this in a video yesterday. I'm starting to lean more towards the fact that we're going to get a quarter point decrease in July. The odds aren't there right now. This is me just speculating on this. But again, I'd find it hard to believe that, with where the data is at, that they would leave things sit for over a month and a half until the following Fed meeting. So that's something to pay attention to, especially as we get later on into this month. But again, that's taking place Tuesday. We have the June ISM manufacturing PMI data tomorrow as well. May JOLTS job openings. On Wednesday, we have the ADP non-farm employment data. That's definitely something that has caused volatility in the past. And then Thursday, we have the June jobs report. Also has caused some extreme volatility in the past. And the big thing that we want to see is a good jobs report. We want to see good non-farm employment data. Those things could in fact be what help us make a further extension here. I want to remind everybody, Friday, the market, not the crypto market, the stock market's going to be closed. We won't have institutional money. So, and I want to remind everybody that, not to give you a PTSD or anything, but of course, July last year is when we got some surprises and we got some ugly drops in the market. So just be prepared. This week, I don't think is going to be a quiet one. Although we went through this weekend on a very quiet note, $89 billion in daily trading volume over the last 24 hours. These were two very quiet weekend days. I would expect volume this week to be somewhere in the $140 billion a day, $130 billion a day range. But we'll see how things progress. Hope for no negative surprises. It seems like obviously the U.S. is re-engaging in trade talks with Canada. That's a great sign. Getting all these announcements of different enterprises acquiring a bunch of BTC, Kazakhstan to launch a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I mean, there's a lot of good things that are aligning that could in fact help carry us to some highs. So we'll just see what happens. I appreciate you guys as always. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think we have a green week ahead? Do you think we have some red ahead of us? So have a great day. Sure love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.